in this fluid motion video series, we're going to be talking about drawing the path and smoothing out handling. So first thing we want to keep in mind is our lower body creates impulsion. Our upper body creates direction. So if we want our dogs to move, we want them to go forward, then our feet also need to move. If we want to create a directional change, such as a switch or a tight, we need to use our arms and our shoulders to create that directional change. When we use both of these together, creating impulsion and changing of direction, we can now direct our dogs through the course in a nice, smooth, fluid manner. So we're going to use Allie here as a bit of a demo to kind of show the differences between using both our upper body and lower body together and using them just by themselves. Sometimes what we see on, say, a chances line is the handlers hit the line so they cannot move their feet anymore. So they'll stand at the line with their upper body and try to push them like this. Because our feet are not moving, we're not giving the dog the impulsion they need to move forward. So if we're just standing here like this trying to push with our upper body, we're giving a directional cue, but we're not giving an impulsion cue. So if we do the same with Allie, if I bring her over here and I want her to go through the hoop and around this barrel, you see it? Good job. And I stand with my feet still and say, go, we're not going to get any impulsion from her. Even if I say, get out. Get out. That's about as much as we're going to get because I'm not giving her the impulsion she needs from my lower body. Now, come here, Allie. Back over here. Good girl. Sit. Nice. But now, even if I don't move my hands, if I drop my hands to my side and I use my legs and I say, go. Good. We're going to have more impulsion than just me swinging my arm. But we have no direction because my arms are at my sides. So if we now combine the two, come on, get read. Good. You sit. Nice. Now if we combine the two, and I'm going to use my arm and my legs together to send her to the hoop. Hi. Go. Now we have impulsion and we have direction. She now has the impulsion she needs to get out, to go to the barrel, and she also has the direction as to where she should go around the barrel. This is very important when we start incorporating more and more distance into our handling. The more distance you have, the more crucial it is that your lower body and your upper body are connected and working together to give the dog the right amount of impulsion and direction to navigate them through the course. Another thing to keep in mind is always same arm, same leg. So just like what I did there with Allie, I'm going to use my right leg and my right arm to tell her go. If I'm going to change directions with her and say I want her to go this way, then I'm going to do a switch, and again, left arm, left leg to create that directional change. I always try very hard to make sure we have a same arm, same leg, and this also keeps our body in a nice fluid line. If I try to say move my left leg and my right arm, now my arm naturally crosses in front of my body to offset the balance. So when we start crossing our arm in front of our body, we look at it from this view, this is what the dog sees. We've lost our directional cue, we have an impulsion cue, but we do not have a directional cue. So again, with same arm, same leg, now my arm can stay out away from my body and it balances my body to be able to cue them where I want them to go. So we're going to do this a couple more times with Allie, kind of show you an impulsion cue and a directional cue together, getting her through the hoop and around the barrel. Good job. No. Sit. Nice. Go. Good. Very good, girl. Yeah. Sit. Nice. Nope. Sit. Nice. Go. Good. Very good. And even when I'm doing these turns, just in this example, when I'm sending her hoop and then around the barrel, good girl, around the barrel, I am drawing the path, right? So I'm imagining with my hand, as far as where I'm looking, is just in front of her nose. So I'm looking at the ground just in front of her nose. And I'm imagining this is where I want your next footfall to be. That's what I'm thinking. If I handle her too far back, if I can keep her in a nice stand, wait. If I handle her back here, like back here to her rib cage, even naturally me just trying to shuffle back here, If I come back here, that is going to push her, and she's going to circle back and come towards me, right? I'm handling her too far back. If I handle her up here at her head, if I'm a little bit early with my cue or I'm a little bit off, I could almost have the tendency to shove her out and away. So I want to handle just in front of her nose. So I'm basically drawing a path. I am showing her, I want you to go here. I am showing where that next footfall needs to go. So when I'm doing this hoop and barrel, sit. Yes, wait. When I'm doing this hoop and barrel, I don't want to be looking at her. If I'm looking at her like this and I say go, now look at the impulsion we have. One, my body language is completely muddled because I'm staring at her and I'm not giving a good directional cue with my upper body. And two, we're both staring at each other. She's staring at me, I'm staring at her, and we're not getting anywhere fast. But if I bring her back here, you're being a good girl, he said. Nice. Wait. If I bring her back here, and now I'm not completely not looking at her. I'm not ignoring her. Ow, ow, ow. And taking my eyes off of her. Sit. Wait. I am looking just in front of her nose. So that when I say get out, good girl, yeah. When I say get out, I'm looking just in front of her face. I'm not staring right at her head. I'm not staring back in here in her rib cage, and I'm definitely not staring at her butt. I want to look just in front of her face. When we start doing videos for the more advanced handling, we'll start talking about how to handle from different areas of the dog's body, such as handling by their shoulders or their butt to create different degrees of turn that we want, but those will be in a much later, more advanced video. So when you go out and you handle your dog and you want to get them smoothly around the course, try to remember we want our feet to move, makes their feet move. Our upper body, our shoulders, and our arms is what creates that directional change. Okay? So we do not want our arms in front of our body. We do not want our arms over our head. We do not want our arms back here. We don't want to have our body facing forward. I want my dog to go this way, but we're turned to check on our dog. We should always be looking. My shoulder, my body should stay in a nice alignment. I'm looking here. I want my dog to go here. My arm and my feet should move together to create a path that we want the dog to be on. In the rest of this video, I'm going to have a bunch of clips of different handling showing, drawing the path, different ways of, having the dog do a switch, do a tight, do a come, that shows the different body language and how we're going to use our impulsion cue and our directional cue together to create a smooth handling so that our dogs will go around the course fast and efficient. Good girl.
cheating practices.